Well, I think you're helping a lot with the Let's Move campaign and giving a face and a voice to the issue that is so very, very critical to America. And I think sometimes people don't understand that it's an economic issue, but it's a national security issue.
Yes.
If kids aren't growing up able to even enlist in the military because they don't meet the physical requirements.
Which is the #1 reason why young people can't enlist. It's because of obesity now. It used to be because of malnourishment, which is why the school lunch program was started years ago. And now it's obesity.
I heard 5% of people trying to join the military a generation ago could not because of inability to meet the physical requirements. That's now 27% of those who attempt to enlist. Let me ask you this. Is there a perception or a narrative about you that you feel has been misrepresented or maybe been unfair?
You know, I think to the extent that it was during the course of the campaign, I think that people have gotten to know me, you know. I mean, there will always be people who don't agree with you, you know. Your mother and father...
I've never experienced that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's just odd. So there's always that, you know, piece of it. But I feel like the country has gotten to know me. And I'm, you know, I love my country. You can't do this if you don't. The same is true for my husband. You know, you do this because you want to create the kind of country you want to pass on to your kids and your grandkids. You know, so all this, you know, whatever sacrifice that comes with this being in an elected office, and I know that you've experienced too, because there is sacrifice when you're running a state, and the sacrifice you make to run for the presidency is huge for every single person who thinks to do it. And you don't step into that arena unless you care about the country, right? So we can disagree on direction, but the fundamental truth is that if you're here sitting in this, subjecting yourself to all of this and the scrutiny and you care. And that's something that I've come to know and respect in all of our politicians and all of our candidates, regardless of their beliefs or their perspectives, is that they're in this because they care.
You and the President have modeled, I think, a magnificent picture of marriage. And I mean this sincerely. And I've been so very grateful that you have shown the rest of America that your family still matters, that you may have the most important job in the world, as your husband does,
yeah,
but he takes time to be with you and to spend time with you as his wife, and he still dotes on those beautiful children of yours. Thank you for making that an important part of the American message. Yeah. And I mean that sincerely. How do you protect, though, that time with each other and the relationship that so many people tugging at you, people like me want interviews?
You know, you always prioritize family first, and things sort out around it, right? And people respect it. You know, the truth is that people respect family. We all have it. We all struggle with it. So we usually put our kids' activities and their schoolwork and their parent-teacher conference on the calendar first. And everything works around it. We've always done that, though, and we've brought those habits and traditions to the White House, which has made the White House feel like home. You know, people ask me, what do I miss most about Chicago or my old life? And the truth is that what I've discovered by living in the White House is probably what we all know. It's not the house you live in or the car you drive or the motorcade you're riding in. I love the White House because my family is there, and we could be living under a rock. And if we've got each other and we can laugh and talk over dinner, then it doesn't matter where we are or who's mad at you or who's criticizing you. You know, it's family at the core. And Let's Move is about that too. It's about reminding us of those cultural pieces that sometimes we lose. Family dinners, slowing down a little bit, saying no once in a while, getting to the parent-teacher conference, creating a community that has good food and places to run, and, you know, making communities safe so that kids can play outside until dark, right? And that they don't have to be scheduled to exercise because they're running all day long and sweating just like kids were supposed to do, like we did, you know, not that long ago in communities all across this country.
It's been a while ago for me. want to tell you how much I appreciate. You've been a wonderful guest, and I thank you for being so gracious and giving this much of your time.
Well, thank you for the work that you've done on this issue. I'm here because you've been a leader on this issue for so long, and you've inspired me to take on this issue. So it's because of that kind of courage and foresight and vision that we're here. So thank you.
Well, I've been kind of off the wagon this last year, and I'm getting back on as a tribute to your efforts as Let's Move, and hopefully before...
We'll work on our arms together.
I got to work on more than just my
All right,
arms.
next interview, shirt off.
Oh, you don't want that. And on that, we're finished. Boy, are we ever finished. Mrs. Obama, thank you. This has been a delight. Thank you very much.